This is PlisskenTCG, and this is David here. I'm I'm not tired while doing this one. I'm going to show off one of my experimental, witch water decks. That's water and ice. Okay, let's start off with the dual element, witch, water and ice. Ultimecium. I run 2 of the Ultimeciums. I played 2 practice games with this against 2 different people. The secondary ability is like my go-to ability for this. When it says choose a character, and the discard ability is not too bad, but normally I wouldn't play it. Okay, it's Ultimecium from Opus 13. It's a common. Sorry for the pause there. I was like, allergies just came over me for a second. I run the Squall from Opus 9. I run 3 Squalls from Opus 9. And I said I ran 3 of this one, right? So 3 of this one from Opus 13. It's a common. This Squall is a hero in Opus 9. Its ability is it gets reduced cost for each 8 character on the field you control, and when it enters the field or attacks, choose one of your opponent's characters and dole it. So you can dole backups, monsters, so on. Okay. I run 3 of that. I run 3 of the Renoa from Opus 13. It's a hero, and it has an ability. Its cost can be reduced by 1. The difference between this one, it can't be 0. That's the difference. This one can be 0. I run 3 of this one from Opus 13. It's a hero. And when it enters the field, I choose an 8 character from my break zone and add it to my hand. So if I have at least 2 characters, I could pitch one of the 8 cards. As long as it's not Renoa, I can add that one back to my hand. And when you have 5 damage and attack, dull all characters your opponent controls. I run 3 of the Quistis from EX from Opus 9. It's a rare. Its ability says I reveal the top 5 cards of my deck and add an 8 character category from it and add it to my hand, and the rest get turned to the bottom in any order. You use it for that ability. Okay. I'm running 3 of the starter deck 7. Well, it's not starter deck 7, but you can get it in set 7 foil Ultimecium. It's in one of the decks, I believe, double decks that they came out with. I can't remember which one offhand. But when it enters the field, you use one of the following effects. You choose 2 characters and dole them, opponent's characters and dole them. Freeze all forwards your opponent controls, or freeze all backups. If you have received 6 damage, you use 2 of the following effects. And I run 3 of these. I run 3 Archangel GKEX. Its ability on entry is when it enters the field, freeze all forwards your opponent controls. It's really good if it ends up in the damage zone, because you could freeze all their forwards for the next turn and start going in swings. It's from Opus 8. It's a rare. I run 3 of them. Now we're getting to some of the water forwards. I run the Ultimisium Legend from set 1. When all forwards other than Ultimisium, all other forwards then Ultimisium when it enters the field dull. And then her secondary ability is pitch a copy, pay 3 water CP, freeze all other forwards other than Ultimisium. I run 3 of that legend from Opus 1. I run some crowd control as well in here. Cloud of Darkness from Opus 1, the hero. When it enters the field, each player selects a forward they control. All other forwards that were not selected are put to the break zone. And it's a hero from Opus 1. I run 3 of this. I might match this up. I run this from Opus 1. Mimi. Moo. I'm messing that up. Its ability says at the start of the attack phase, I can declare an element other than light and dark. Until the end of the turn, it becomes that element, and if it parties with that element, I get a draw card. It's a common in set 1. I run Porum EX. It's a legend from Opus 5. I run 3 of them. When it enters the field, or when it EX bursts, I look at the top 3 cards of my deck and add one among them, and then I return the other cards to the bottom of the deck in any order, and then I can tap pay 1 CP, tap it to cancel an action ability. Okay, we're getting to the summons now. I run 3 of the Shiba EX Bursts from Opus 7. It's a common. It states, choose up to 2 of your opponents they control and freeze them. If it's due to EX Burst, you dull and freeze them instead. So basically, when you play them normally, you freeze. If it lands in your damage zone, you dull and freeze. I run 3 of this Leviathan EX Burst from Opus 14. It's a rare. And it lets me choose 2 of the following effects. As an action, as a EX Burst, and as normal playing it, I choose 2 of the following effects. Choose one of your opponents they control and return it to their hand. 1 forward they control and return it to the hand. Choose 1 light and dark card. Put it back on the bottom of the owner's, on top or the bottom of the owner's deck. Choose a water in your break zone and add it to your hand. Okay, we're getting to my backups now. These are the light backups I run. Cosmo. Cosmo's ability is it can produce any CP basically. when it's on the field. And it can be played on the field even if I control light. And if you have 2 or more lights, you can enter 2 or more lights in play on the field, and it produces any CP. So it can become water, ice, or anything. It's a hero from Opus 1. Okay. Princess Sarah. Or Sarah. When it enters the field, you declare a name of an element, and she becomes that element. It does not end at the end of your turn. Secondary ability, tap it. All forwards with the same element as Sarah gain 1,000 power till the end of the turn. You use it for color fixing. So you go, let's just say I have this on the field. You tap this, let's say water, whatever. Then you play this, and let's say you don't have ice, for example, and use this to fill your ice problem. So that you have both. Okay, we're getting to the water backups now. This one's a hero from Princess Sarah. It's a hero from Opus 11. I run one of them. And I run one of the Cosmos from... Sorry if I'm double backing. Because I don't know if I'm doing it right. Opus 1 hero. Okay, here's I run the Geomancers that you can run multiple copies of. From Opus 1, it's a common. It says, look at the top card of your deck. Tap, look at the top card of your deck. You may place it on the bottom of your deck, at the bottom of your deck. So you look and you just decide if you're going to keep it there or not keep it there. I run 3 of them. I'm running 3 of the Una EX Burst promo / also it's a promo, but there's also a regular one. In Opus 1, it's a hero. Basically, when it enters the field, or when it EX bursts, choose a forward, return it to the owner's hand, and if characters are put from the field to the break zone, you may remove them instead. So, like, for example, like if this gets put from the break zone off on my opponent's side, I could choose to put it out of the game instead. So I run 3 of this one. Okay, here we get to the ice backups and almost the final stretch here. I run 3 Devouts from Opus 1. It's a common. Its ability says you tap it, put Devout into the break zone. Choose a 4 or less from your break zone and play it onto the field. You can only use this ability during your turn, so I run 3 of that one. There's also a strange combo that I'll have to show in a second involving one of these cards. Okay, I do not know how to say this. Armadillion, I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. I never played Crystal Chronicles to know the exact pronunciation. But you pay 2 ICP, 1 of anything. Tap, remove the top card of your deck. If it's 4 or less, you may cast it without paying the cost. So if you're playing a cast deck, this one will go good in that. But enough about that. It is a rare from Opus 12. And you combine it with this one of these. Geomancers, you look at the top card of your deck, and then you go, I don't like that one, or leave it there, and then you go, use this effect, and you can cast something. For example, like if I do, let's say I don't control any monsters, and then I use this ability and that ability, for example, then I reveal the top card, and it's one of those, I can play it for free. So, that's the end of this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and put the thumbs up, because every bit helps us get through the YouTube algorithm. I know I don't say this much, but I appreciate all your guys' comments on this channel. Until the next video.